Welcome back, guys, to reaction time. Yeah, I should just start out doing that to my videos there. Oh, damn. Alright, just fix myself here. Oh. Sorry, doggy. Alright. We're going to be reacting here to top 10 Stephen King novels by the channel WatchMojo.com. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I've seen on WatchMojo and the Riches that I don't agree with their how they feel about certain movies, their choices, whether it be movies, music, or something unrelated to that, to entertainment. Some things, yeah, they are right on, but there's certain playlists, certain things I don't like, and there's things I do like. So, I mean, there's a little bit for everybody. I'm assuming the ones I don't like, there's people who do like them. But anyways, with that said, we're going to check out to see what they think is the top 10 Stephen King novels. And I'm going to see, by the list that they have, let's see which ones that I have read. Because I have read, probably not a whole lot, but I have read few Stephen King novels. I've seen a lot of Stephen King movies, either one or more times. So let's see what they have to say on Stephen King here.
These are novels that all true constant readers should be familiar with.
Shiny.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Stephen King novels. Before we begin,
I've never read The
we
Green
publish
Mile.
new content every day.
Never
so
seen the
be
movie
sure to
either.
subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the best novels from the master of horror,
remake.
Stephen King. We'll only be including full-length novels. So
Okay.
short story collections and novellas like The Mist and The Body won't be included, despite how awesome they are.
For those, I'm sorry to pause it here, but for those who don't know what The Body is, that is basically the short story for Stand By Me, with River Phoenix, Will Wheaton, and let's see, Corey Feldman, I believe, and there was the other kid, the heavyset kid. I can't think of his name, but he was a pretty good character. I don't know if he acted in anything else. Oh, I know. Yes, he did. He was in Sliders, that one weird kind of sci-fi show. Oh, what is his name? He did act it. He still does act. Corey Feldman. I don't know if he acts anymore. I mean, Corey Feldman is Corey Feldman, and that dude is just out there. He is whatever. I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, I've seen him in quite a few movies. I loved him in his early movies from like the 80s and like mainly 80s, early 90s. The movies he was in were good that I've seen. Let's see here. River Phoenix, unfortunately, he passed away, I think, in the early mid-90s from an overdose. From what I understand about that, he had an overdose. He started having seizures or something outside of a club. He was with a few other people. I think he was with Robert Downey Jr. and I think maybe a few other people. And from what I understand, for the people he was with, people didn't know what was going on, so it was a possibility he could have been saved if he would have gotten to a hospital. They could have pumped his stomach. There was a chance he could have survived, but due to like knowing what was going on, it was probably really crowded. There was loud music. There was probably confusion. People probably thought maybe he was drunk or something, or he just passed out, or I don't know. Who knows what the circumstances was, but it's just a tragedy. I mean, he probably could have had a good career in entertainment. He probably could have been still making movies right now if he was alive. Oh, but okay. Back to the video. Looks like we got Pet Sematary on the first up here, which I've never read the book. I've been meaning to. I've seen the original movie a few times. I've seen the remake that came out here a few months ago. I think it was about a month, maybe 2 at the most. Maybe 3 at the most, but about 1 to 3 months ago. This movie came out, the remake, and I thought it was awesome because it had the doctor from Winchester movie, the little girl in it. She did an awesome job. Little kid did good too. They changed the cat around a little bit, and they had what's his name from Third Rock from the Sun, the dad. He was in it. He played the old man character that was his name from the Monsters, played in the original. Anyways, let's get back to it here.
Number 10, Pet Sematary. While Pet Sematary may not be King's greatest piece of work, it is arguably his darkest and scariest. The story follows the Creed family and the titular Pet Sematary, a mysterious location that can seemingly bring the dead back to life.
I brought you here to bury Ellen's cat.
Why, for God's sake?
Once a
Bad
tragedy
idea.
occurs in the family, Lewis Creed invokes the powers of the cemetery to horrible and tragic results.
Come on, son! Lizzie! Ellie! No, Dad!
It's a terrific piece of dark and terrifying literature,
Mean
so
little
much
kid.
so that King initially didn't want it published, on the grounds of it being too bleak. However, for those who like their stories hopeless and scary, Pet Sematary is a must-read.
That's right. Today is Thanksgiving Day for cats.
Number 9, The Dead Zone. Many constant readers would argue that 1970s King was peak King, and The Dead Zone is no exception. The book follows a man named Johnny Smith who gains precognition after an accident and waking from a subsequent coma. While the novel was made into a great movie
I've seen the
starring
movie.
Christopher Walken, the book, as is often the way, is better.
You've been our guest here for a while.
Best. Funny, right?
While the novel isn't as popular as some of his others, it's still a thrill-a-minute, can't-put-it-down escapade that is eerily relevant in today's political climate. For The Dead Zone, King largely forgoes horror and replaces it with suspense and thrills. But the results are just as intoxicating. Number 8, The Green Mile. The Green Mile is unlike anything Stephen King has written. The serial novel was initially released in 6 short paperbacks on a monthly basis between March and August 1996, before being published as one whole novel. And this undoubtedly helped build the suspense and tension in what is already an extremely tense and mysterious story.
My bags are back! I'm ready to go! Where are we going? Let's go! No! No! No!
The Green Mile is exciting, touching, and sad. And it features one of King's greatest creations, John Coffey, the seemingly dangerous but innocent inmate who has magical abilities.
What do you want, John Coffey? Just to help.
It's one of King's most dramatic and literary works, and easily one of his best. Number 7, 11/22/63.
Another one I haven't read.
11/22/63 proves that King has still got it after all these years. The book is absolutely gargantuan, but the story is so well told and intriguing that you never notice how long it truly is.
Count it.
No, it's okay. I trust you.
Count it. Make sure it's all there.
The basic story follows a man named Jake Epping who travels back in time to try and stop the Kennedy assassination. And while the storyline is absorbing and exciting, the novel also travels down many branching paths that are all equally captivating. The numerous narratives throughout remain tight and engaging, and the pace rarely falters despite its immense length. This is not only King's best recent effort, but also one of his best, period.
How do you know anything's going to happen to Doris? I'm from the future. Okay, I know Harry Dunning in the future.
Number 6, Misery.
Seen the movie?
While the novel is fantastic, many people know the story of Misery from the movie starring Kathy Bates, which is certainly not a bad thing. Her portrayal of Annie Wilkes is simply superb, as she successfully and realistically brought one of King's most terrifying characters to vivid life.
You'll never realize what a rare treat you've given me.
The novel forgoes any sense of the supernatural or mystical and focuses solely on a nail-biting game of cat and mouse between a resourceful writer and his psychotic fan.
No one will even know it exists.
As long as it does exist, your mind will never be free.
The novel's realism, its numerous disgusting passages, and the disturbing character of Annie combine to make one of King's most unsettling pieces of fiction.
Any for God.
Trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Chase the sunshine in a new Toyota Camry. An alluring exterior and a captivating cabin make it the most impressive Camry ever. Both gas and hybrid now with low 1.9% financing. It's the summer event at your nearest Montana Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Please!
Number 5, Salem's Lot.
Seen this movie.
Vampire stories have been
times.
around for centuries, but few can rival the sheer power of King's second published novel. The story follows writer Ben Mears as he returns to his hometown of Jerusalem's Lot, Maine, also known as Salem's Lot, only to become...
Yeah, this one right here, I thought they were going to show the one with, what was it named? David something. I forget what his name was. The one that came out in like the early mid-70s. I thought this was going to be that one. But this is the remake one they did. They remade it. And they did kind of like a TV movie thing. I think it was, I don't know if it was in the 90s, but I think it was in the early 2000s. It was on a TV channel. I think it was on TNT, I believe. And it was a 2-part special. The one came on early in the day, and the second one came on later at night. I taped it during the whole, VHS phase. If all you guys that were old enough to remember VHS tape when it was when it was around. I'm sure some people probably don't know what it is, so I'm just pointing it out. That came out, I think VHS tapes came out in the 80s, I believe. I could be mistaken. And they were around for quite a long time until probably like the early 2000s. When DVDs started coming out slowly. But yeah, this is the remake one with Robert Lowe, who has also been in who was in a Stephen King movie, TV movie, The Stand. He was in that one. He played a deaf mute in that movie. I forgot what his name was. I can't remember. But yeah, this is what this is. I thought this was supposed to be the original one, but this is a remake. I just wanted to point that out.
I'm embroiled in a dark mystery that looks behind the idyllic white picket fences.
I think that building you mentioned might be a metaphor for something bigger in your life.
Does it always have to be something bigger?
Revealing a world of suspicion, murder, and vampires. It all culminates in a showdown of good versus evil. Salem's Lot is undoubtedly one of King's greatest accomplishments. It was nominated for the Locus Award for All-Time Best Fantasy Novel, and King himself calls it his favorite story. The characters, intimate setting, quickly escalating plot, and chilling imagery all ensure this novel's legacy as a classic piece of horror literature.
Sorry to drag you into this.
Don't be.
Number 4.
It. Yeah.
There are a handful of King novels that could be considered his greatest.
Great book.
It is one of them. It is both two things. A horrific story about a mysterious alien entity who terrifies and eats children, and a touching, nostalgic coming-of-age story reminiscent of Steven Spielberg's body of work.
Aren't you going to say hello?
This combination of genres ensures that it is always interesting despite its daunting length. And the novel's scariest scenes are some of the most unsettling passages in King's entire bibliography.
Tasty, tasty, beautiful fear.
It has always been a beloved story that has shocked millions, and it's an undisputed horror classic. Number 3, The Shining.
Here we go,
The Shining contains numerous excellent individual components that together create one of the best horror novels of modern times. Jack Torrance is one of King's most unforgettable creations. The Overlook Hotel is one of horror's most formidable and ominous presences, and its themes of alcoholism and family degradation ensure that the novel has a very thematic heart amidst all the horror.
Are they going to mention the remake? No play makes Jack a dull babe. No work, no play makes Jack a dull boy.
It's a touching story of unbreakable familial bonds, a horrific look into the dangers of alcoholism, and one of the scariest haunted house stories of all time rolled into one. With this novel, only his third, King cemented his reputation as a storyteller of immense talents.
Here's Johnny!
Number 2, The Dark Tower
Never
series.
read Gunslinger.
It's a shame that Sony's The Dark Tower movie was so bland, because this series needs to reach more people. It's arguably one of King's best and most inventive pieces of work.
Before that happens, I will get my revenge.
The story follows Roland Deschain and his quartet as they try to reach the enigmatic Dark Tower. However, like a lot of epic fiction, this is only a MacGuffin of sorts to tell a sprawling story of friendship and destiny that's filled with some of King's scariest, most exciting, and most humane passages.
His shine is pure.
It also connects to most of King's other works in various ways, leading many King aficionados to declare The Dark Tower his masterpiece.
I will kill him.
Before we unveil our number
Could
one
you-
pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Saw the movie, didn't read the book. Carrie. I've seen the movie, the original and remake. Didn't read the book. Long Walk. I'm not sure what... I've never read it. I'm not sure if it was made into a movie. or
Number
not.
1, The Stand.
There, yeah.
When
Here
it
we
comes
go.
to King masterpieces,
78.
2 stories are often brought up, The Dark Tower and The Stand, and cases could be made for both.
Damn, Stu.
Oh, okay. 94.
You don't think you did that to
gotcha.
his face falling out of the car, did you?
I doubt it.
The Stand is basically 2 novels in one. The first concerns the progression of a global pandemic and the subsequent collapse of civilization, and the second follows 2 groups of survivors who become embroiled in a battle of literally biblical proportions.
There's Rob Lowe.
The Stand is arguably King's scariest
That's
novel
Kathy
due to its
Bates.
basis in real-world fears, and its characters are some of his most memorable and complex. M-O-O-N, that spells memorable. While some may bemoan the ending, the preceding 1,000 pages or so of the complete and uncut version is King at his finest. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe. And today we're counting.
Oh, accidentally started it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. They actually did pretty good this one. This is a good one of theirs. I did see... God, I see It, The Shining. I think that It and The Shining are the only ones I've actually read all the way through and finished them. I did read a little bit of The Stand. And I read a few pages of Pet Sematary. But the Stephen King books I have read are Dreamcatcher, It, The Shining. I read the one about Mist, Maximum Overdrive. I read that one. And then there's Quitters Incorporated. I've read that one. There's quite a few other ones I've read. I can't remember them all. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And check out the rest of the videos on my channel. And don't forget to check out WatchMojo for the content they have on their channel. And you might find something really good on there. Who knows? Alright guys, I'm going to stop it now. And I hope you guys have a good one.